Bismillah. Hello, everyone. How are you today? Yeah, so yesterday I had a go at filing a flight plan on SimBrief and configuring, flying the A320 on Microsoft Flight Simulator, fly-by-wire version of the A320 from Gatwick to Orly in France. So I did the takeoff, went into the cruise, but I didn't approach or land. So I might try and do that today. Let's share my screen. All right, so feel free to jump on the panel if you've got any questions about flying training, or flight simulator. Yeah, come on, just jump on. Even if you don't have any questions, you just want to hang out, you're welcome. The link is in the description and at the top of the chat. So I'm sharing my screen now. Hopefully you can all hear me. This is something called Navigraph. So I used the same charts I used yesterday. I might have to go at VATSIM again. There were no controllers online yesterday. So I'll start Microsoft Flight Simulator. Right, let's see if it loads. Sometimes it takes a while. Yesterday it had to install an update. In terms of I'll just do a sort of preliminary departure briefing from now. What we have is the, I didn't actually check the weather. So if I go back to SimBrief, no, I'll go to windy. There we go. So EGKK on the Gatwick Airport. The wind is from 010. So we're probably going to need a different runway today. Okay. So I'll go back to SimBrief, file a different flight plan this time. It will be departure runway 08. We'll go 08 right. And what will be the arrival runway at Orly? Orly. I've never flown to Orly or from Orly on Flight Simulator before, but I've done it several times as a passenger with British Airways. Okay, here we go. Variable. So the winds are variable at Orly, which means we'll land at any runway there. So we'll keep the arrival runway the same as it was, runway 07. So back to SimBrief. We're going to depart runway 08 right. Analyze route. That's good. And generate. Flight Simulator is still loading, is it? It is still loading. That would be. Just gonna check if anybody's watching on YouTube. Good. So Flight Simulator is loading. our departure is going to be runway 08. So if I go back to SimBrief, generated the flight plan, that is going to need exporting, right? So I'll go to Sim downloader. Export. Yes. Do you want to overwrite the files? Yes. Done. Close that. Now we'll go to flights, new flight from SimBrief, and it should show runway 08. It does. So EGKK, SID this time. What's the departure going to be? Direct Bogner, it says. Okay. Bogner 1X RNAV departure. Direct Bogner. Interesting. A taxi chart. Airport. All right. Before we continue, go back here. So the SID, Bogner 1X. Okay, so this time of the night we have to go direct to Seaford, as it says. So it's going to be the SFD 1X. And the reason for that, when you look at the Bogner 1X, it says on the chart, only available between 600 and 2300 local time. The time now is 0049 local time. So we have to use the Seaford chart. Seaford 1A is here. So let me get rid of the Bogner 1X. Unpin that. There we go. The Seaford chart is here. So I'm going to take off runway 08 right and head straight to Seaford. Okay. Now what's this one? Ah, there's a Seaford 4Z, 4 Zulu. Maybe we'll take that one. Okay, so this is the one we're going to use. Get rid of that. So we're going to take off, climb to 6,000 feet, and head 168. Then go straight to Seaford. Stop altitude 6,000 feet. Minimum sector altitude 2,300 feet, which is what we're heading into. So we need to be up above, at or above 2,000 feet at the first waypoint, which is 4.1 miles from the runway. Okay. That being said, oh yeah, the arrivals for Orly. Got Bob's 9 Echo. So the arrival, Bobsa. 9 Echo. That's there. Add that. And the approach, we're going to do an ILS on runway 07. Good. So there are 2 runways at the airport. So that's a threat. Okay, we want runway 07, that's the runway to the right. And the frequency is POY. There's an ILS, OLE. So we want to go via OLE, is that the initial fix? Good. So let's get going in the flight simulator, Gatwick Airport. We want runway 08 right, so I'm going to choose the closest gate, ramp 3, set as departure. Flight conditions, we'll leave them as they are. And click fly. More than 9,900 aircraft of the A320 family have been built. The A320 can land at crosswinds up to 38 knots and tailwinds of up to 15 knots. Okay. There we go. Oh, I'll try VATSIM as well, shall I? So there's something called vPilot. See if there are any controllers online. So we've got EGKK as the local airport. And connect. We'll load a flight plan if we can. So load. Oh, you have to copy this over the flight plan. So that's the 12th of January. So I'm going to copy that. Copy. So load. Paste that in. Paste that information. And we want this file here. So open file flight plan. So connected to the voice server and flight plan filed. Are there really no controllers online? That's surprising. Okay, ready to fly. I'll have to figure out how to turn off air traffic control. So we're going to start switching on the batteries. Switch on the lights, cockpit lights. Do I want external power? No. I'll use APU power. Now normally, before we do that, we're going to check that I haven't even plugged in my joystick. If you're interested to know which joystick I'm using, it's an old Thrustmaster joystick with a detachable throttle. I think it's called the not Cortas, Rotas. I'll figure out what the name is. I'll show you in a moment. For some reason, it's not been recognized yet. Let's try this. What happened to Flight Simulator? Is it stuck? New device detected. Keep default. Okay, so the flight controller is, sorry, the joystick is the T-Flight HOTAS X, which looks like this. Good. Control options, blah, blah, blah. So get back into here, make sure that that thrust is on idle, which it is, and that speed brakes are not active, and the flaps are retracted. And the landing gear is down. I'm going to go back up now. So the batteries are on. I'll switch on the, just to test the APU. Fire. Switch on the APU. So 1, 2, 3. Bismillah. APU is switched on. It'll take a moment to come on. The wipers are both off. Well, I'll come back to that. The lights are all set up. Okay, let's do that now. And later. Takes a while to turn the knobs. The APU still hasn't switched on the electrics or the generator. Switch it on. Yeah, there we go. It's on now. Good.
Gatwick ground as in 1123 requesting pushback.
EGKK 1123 pushback. Request accepted.
Take out the parking brake for the pushback. And wipers are off. Resupply oxygen test. I would normally do that. I look into the side, test the oxygen, and ground control, CVR test. 2, 3, 4. Captain or purser, we'll do the captain has to select the evacuation. And ADIRS, 1, 2, 3. Strobes on. Nav and logo on. You can see the aircraft starting to move. What else do we want? Yeah, the seat belts, no smoking lights, and emergency exit lights. All on. Overhead integrated lights. String APU bleed. And the pack flow, we'll leave that all on normal.
Gatwick ground as in 1123 requesting the end of pushback.
End of pushback.
EGYCN 1123 request to end. Pushback received.
Okay. So put the parking brake back on. And the fuel pump's on. Do a fire test as well. Good. And the real aircraft, you press that button at the top, and then you, while that's pressed, you would see a light flashing here, and you would press the button on the glare shield to switch off the. You'd also see a light flashing down here under the engine igniter. So back to the glare shield. Set Q and H. What's the pressure in? No, we don't have VATSIM, do we? There are no controllers apparently here. Let's just check. This is at sim controllers online. EGKK. If that works. There's nothing here on the map. What about over here? There's Heathrow. There's Gatwick. Shows there's aircraft. Anyhow, the runway is, the wind is 360, 4 knots. They got charts. No charts. Any controllers though? It doesn't show if we have any controllers. Yeah, 0 ATC controllers online. Go there. Okay. That being the case, we'll use this EGKK. This is windy.com. Now, why did I want that? I wanted the QNH. So 1036. Also set it on the standby instrument. .1036. That gives an altitude or an elevation of 260 feet, which tallies up over there. Good. Some of the constraints put on the LS. We're going to use one VOR at least. Well, I'll check on the chart. We had a stop altitude of 6,000 feet on the chart. Good. Now we've checked the standby instrument. Go over to the clock. Make sure that's on GPS. And then it goes down. And what else do we want? All the lights are on. And we'll come down to here. So normally we would check all these. I'll lock the door from now. And we check the ECAM settings for pressure. Landing elevation is on auto. We'll check that above. Electrics. We're currently on APU power. Hydraulics. Everything is within thresholds. And the fuel. I'm going to increase the fuel. Let's see, where are we now? So that's the end of pushback. I'll increase the fuel to 9524. And anything else? Oh yeah, we're going to load the McDo. AOC menu. We'll import the flight information. In a request. And that's good. Flight level 230. Okay. Cost index 46. So data init, we'll go to the init B page. Use the default 0 fuel weight, 25 for the center of gravity, and the block fuel, has it finished fueling? Still going. I think it was 9.4. tons. So that's diff flight plan. We're going to depart runway 08 right. Let me see if it departure. See if it's 4 Zulu. That's the one we want. So insert that. And the arrival will be ILS 07. Which star? Bob's your uncle. Bob's 9 Echo. Insert. Any buyers? What are the possibilities? Molba, Odilo, Vebek. What do we have here? Go back to our arrivals chart. There's Bodsa. Oh, okay, we'll just stick with this. We can change it later. So, insert, that's good. Return. Is our ND up and running? It is. So, go to plan mode. You can see the departure running now to 07, runway 08 right, tracking 077. Need to be at or above 2,000 feet. Speed restriction or constraint of 220 knots, as usual. And we'll continue with the flight plan. See Seaford, there's the Seaford VOR. And then it was direct to Bognor. So Bognor is next, but we have a discontinuity. So I'll clear the discontinuity. Hold on, too many messages. So clear, flight discontinuity. There we go. Now we see from Seaford, be a right turn to Bognor. Is there any point of going to Bognor? What's next after Bognor? Bembo. Maybe air traffic control will allow us to go direct to Bembo. Let's just go direct to Bembo. Yeah, that's better. Go back up. So from Seaford straight to Bembo. SOTIP, we should be flight level 120. Odilo flight level 100. Seen Odilo on the map, on the chart somewhere. There's Odilo. Initial approach fix. So we're going Bobsa though, right? Where's SOTIP? Okay, there's SOTIP. So why is Odilo in here? It's SOTIP. Odilo is a holding point. That's the initial approach fix. Alright, so from Odilo, we'll load up the approach chart. Let's see Odilo on here. CF07. CF. Where's CF07? There's Odilo. Bear with me. So there's Bobsa. Go to Odilo. So Odilo is this waypoint. Okay. So Odilo is here. From Odilo, CF07, FF07. Don't see them here. And then the runway. So that means normally these markers have the name or the fixes. So I'm guessing CF07 is one of these. I'm just, checking to make sure, but they're not written on the chart. What's this one? That's Rambouillet. Rambouillet. PO27. CF07. We want to go via POY or OLE. That's our intermediate fix. So the CF07 then. Odilo. CF07, FF07. FF probably means final fix. Alright, anyhow, we're going to continue now. I'll just go with that. Remove the fuel from here. Make sure the doors closed. Sure. All right. Good. So that's diffs VOR for our departure. Seaford. That's 117. SFD. And so do we want one for Orly? Okay, we're gonna go Bobsa, which is radio 293 from CAD. Okay, CAD. What radial was that? That's 293, so it'll be heading 113. And the Seaford one is heading radius, that's going to be 063 or 163. 163. Okay. Diffs are we've done this. Program in case we need to return to the airport. We're going to land at Echo Golf Kilo Kilo 08 Romeo. High accuracy, GPS primary. Performance. Okay, I need to use a calculator on this one. So I'll go back to here. And let's say A320 performance calculator. Airport. Kilo Kilo 08 right. Outside air temperature is 08 degrees. Takeoff weight, I don't remember exactly, for, let's see that here somewhere. There's the fuel. So 42.5 plus 10, very much. 42. So let's say 43 plus 10, 53. So just under 53. Tax on flap config 1. Calculate. Minimum takeoff weight is 37,000. Okay, so. Okay, so 121, 124, 126. And 126. Flex is 54. That's 1. Flex temperature 54. Thrust reduction altitude 1,700 feet. Engine out acceleration 1,500. We'll put the QNH from now, we can change that later for Orly. The QNH is 1036. And the temperature. What is the temperature? -1, -1. Just double check. Yeah, okay. Let's also check on the VATSIM tool. I got that from yesterday. LFPO. Oh, that's for an aircraft. Okay, so we'll go. Some busy airports. Los Angeles is busy. Anyhow, we're gonna go back to here. And LFPO. Where's Paris? LFPO. No weather here. Oh, there we go. It's the same thing. So we'll put -1. The wind variable. So we'll just say 0.7. 0. And the knots. What was it? 4 knots? 1 knot. Good. Transition altitude. 6,000 feet for the departure. And the arrival set by ATC. Over here, set by transition altitude 5,000 feet. Transition level by ATC. So we'll just put 5,000 feet anyhow. Oh, that's 6,000 feet on the departure, wasn't it? 6,000. And we're talking about the approach. So that would be, yeah, we'll keep it 6,000. The barometer, the minimums for the ILS, Cat 1, 477 feet. All right, that's good. So that's diffs rip. All done. Now just making sure. So 121805. There's nobody online on VATSIM. 121805. Fine. Just assume the rest is all done. Oh yeah, we would say that we're at 2000. Okay. A lot longer than I should take. We're going to now go to well, we'll call Gatwick ground easy 909er A320 at gate. What did we at? $170. Request clearance for request clearance is filed. Okay. Easy 909er. Are you ready to copy? Affirm. Okay, you're clear on the Seaford 4 Zulu. departure. The route is planned to Orly, arriving Bobsa 9 Echo, runway 07 ILS. Read back. He'll say read back correct. Good. The Gatwick ground. Also, then we talk to the ground people. Cockpit ground. Easy cockpit ground. Remove external power, which we don't have because we're an APU. And stand by for pushback and startup clearance. Okay. Gatwick ground. Gatwick ground. Easy 909er request pushback and start. Easy 909er pushback and start. Approved. Cockpit ground. Cleared for pushback and start. So they'll say remove something or another, parking brake or anyhow. We already got the pushback, so now we're going to start the engines. So we've got some before start checks. Before start checks. Before start checks are we'll start checklist to the line. But before we do that, I didn't do my briefing. That's fine. I'll do that later. So before start checks, cockpit prep complete, signs on and auto, ADAIRs aligned, fuel quantity 9.4 kilograms balanced. Just double check that. Yeah, 9.5 and balanced. FMGS set, altimeters 1036, 360 feet. Checked. Okay, before start checklist to the line complete. The captain makes initial PA announcement to the passengers. Good evening, everybody. This is your captain speaking. Thank you for joining us on this flight. The weather is wonderful. We're going to depart on time, inshallah, and go to Paris, or Orly. The weather is a little bit colder, -1 degrees, but we have no expected issues with the weather, so we expect to be on time. Enjoy the flight, and thank you for flying with this wonderful airline. Okay, that's the end of the PA. Okay. Communication with ground is achieved. When all doors close, flight deck and camera is secure. So ground cockpit, remove external power, ready for your checks. Stand by for start. Good. And now, before start checklist, below the line. So we're going to go windows and doors. Windows and doors. So the windows are here. Locked. I imagine the other side is also locked. Windows and doors. And here, we've locked the door. That's good. Windows and doors, and we checked the doors here. Good. Windows and doors, WPBRT. So P, parking brake is set. The beacon, we'll switch that on. The rudder, the radios. What was R? Is it radios? WPB. No, just WPBT. Okay. Bus lever is on idle. Okay. Talk to the ground. So before start checklist, below the line complete. Ground cockpit, cleared for push and start, brakes set. Release brakes, brakes released. Cleared start, yes. Starting engine 2. AP bleed is on, we know that. Just check what happened there when I pressed that. PSI. Turn that off. Yeah, okay, so you can see when I switch on, put the engine mode on ignite, the igniters appear here, and you can see they're pressurized. Let's start starting engine 2. So it's very important to monitor the startup because you don't want a stalled or incomplete start of the engine. So N2 is rising, N1 is rising, EGT is rising, and the fuel flow kicks in that sort of order. Flex 54 degrees. Make sure that's on as well. Should see. Okay, so generator 2 has come alive, and we validate the numbers over here. 2463. It's actually 2563 on this aircraft. Okay, ready to start engine 1. Starting engine 1. Igniters A and B, or AB.
Gatwick ground EGKK 1123 with golf request taxi for takeoff straight out departure.
EGYP and 1123 taxi to and hold short of runway 08 via using taxiway uniform Juliet. Contact tower on 134.23 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 08 right via taxiway uniform Juliet EGKK 1123.
Uniform Juliet. Anyway, let's check the electrics over here. Watch what happens when the engine generator kicks in. There, automatically switched over to the generator, and the APU is now redundant. So we can do the 2463. That's good. It's coming up to 5 over here. We can now do the after start checks. I go down here, and that's triggered by me switching the igniter to normal. Flaps 1. Spoilers up. Up here, APU bleed off. I'll switch off the APU. We're approved to taxi, so we'll switch on our taxi lights. We'll put the wing lights on too. That's when we switch on the wing lights. If I switch the wing lights off, yeah, you can't see the wing lights. So we'll put the wing lights on as well. Good. I think we're good to go. Our flight control checks as well. Oh yeah, we have to talk to the ground. So I would say ground, see you on the left or something like that, or see you on the right, depending who's saying it, if it's the captain or not. So cockpit ground, clear to disconnect, signal on the left. Okay, so I'll wait for the ground staff to come across. There he is. He's probably signaled us, which we weren't concentrating. To switch off the electronic flight bag. All right, after start checks, anti-ice as required. No need for the anti-ice. ECAM status checked. Pitch trim, we want 25. I'll get rid of this. All right, it's on 25. There. Pitch trim, rudder trim, 0. And I think we're ready to taxi. Go to the taxi chart. They told us to go to 08 right, Juliet, so uniform Juliet, sorry, uniform Juliet. So the taxiway is behind us to the right. There's a hotspot there, that's a threat. Straight to the end, basically. Straight to the end. So we're going to go this way, straight to the end. Okay. Make sure he's on. And over here. Weather radar. Okay, I'll do that later. Just imagine we've got a frequency, sorry, a transponder code of 6124. Good. We're ready to taxi. So Gatwick grounds, easy 909er, request taxi, runway 08 right. Okay, clear for taxi, Juliet, uniform Juliet, 08 right. Okay, check the controls. Do the cabin call again.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Controls. Elevator fully up, fully forward or fully down, neutral. Ailerons fully right, neutral, fully left, neutral. Oh, so that was the rudder. Then we got ailerons fully right, fully left, neutral. So controls are good, and we're ready to taxi. So view set up, and a little bit of take off the parking brake. All right, use the tiller now. See you later, ground. Oh look, the moon looks beautiful. Oh, there's the taxi line. Okay, so the departure will be a flex takeoff from the full length, engine out, climb straight ahead, and the departure is the Seaford 4 Zulu, stopping at 6,000 feet. Okay, weather's good. Just test the brakes right now. All right, that's good. Aircraft has no missing items, no TAMs, nothing significant, and the threats have been discussed. Okay. No air traffic control for threats, so we're going to use the radios and broadcast our intentions. Slow down. What else at Orly? There's 2 runways, 07 right. Okay. And yeah, we can stop the aircraft for any malfunction or caution or any reason by calling stop, putting the thrusters in reverse. I'll monitor the braking and call PA or attention crew at stations. Okay, anything up to 100 knots. Now between 100 knots and V1 we'll only stop for an engine fire, engine failure, sudden loss of thrust, anything that would cause us to doubt the safety of the flight. Okay. After V1 we take the problem to the air. Okay. My captain or whoever's the officer monitoring, the CM. Hold on, let me just get this right. So the pilot monitoring will tell me the pilot flying. Yeah, the pilot monitoring will call out, will let me know there's an engine failure without specifying which engine. Without specifying which engine. Once the I will rotate. He'll call rotate. I'll rotate for 12.5 degrees. 12.5 degrees. What else? I'll engage the autopilot at no less than 400 feet, but only once the aircraft is under control and trimmed. Okay. At 1,500 feet, I'll level off to our thrust acceleration altitude. Sorry, for our thrust acceleration. That's 0. By the way, I forgot to say that the pilot monitoring will also call positive climb. I'll say gear up. Yeah, I'll say my radio's ECAM actions. Pilot monitoring will then call out the ECAM actions. We'll do we'll get the aircraft under control, do a DODAR, and that's it. We're coming to the runway holding point, so we'll stop here. We'll just imagine we got clearance. So we have the before takeoff checklist. Before takeoff, to the line, flight controls checked, briefing confirmed, flap setting there's 1F, config And we've got one over here. So that's that. And then we've got FMA and takeoff data, transponder ECAM memo. Okay, FMA and takeoff data. We have 121 blue, 126 magenta, climb nav blue. So yeah, climb nav blue. 6,000 magenta, 1 FD2. 6,000 magenta managed. Okay. Auto brake is on max. Transponder and ECAM memo. So the ECAM memo green. ECAM memo it's all green. And transponder is set 6124. Now when do we do TARA straight away or transponder set? Okay. Now before takeoff checklist to the line complete. Before takeoff checklist below the line. So cabin secure, engine mode selector is normal. TCAS, TARA. And what else? Packs on, anti-ice off. Before takeoff checklist below the line complete. All right. Ready to line up. Gatwick ground. Oh, so it will be tower now. Gatwick tower. Easy 909er. Holding it. Juliet. Runway 08 right. Ready for departure. Okay. Wind is light variable. Line up. Clear for takeoff. Easy 909er. Okay. Climb straight ahead. And what else? Yeah, contact approach or departure or delivery. Okay, so the approach is clear.
Gatwick Tower is at 1123 at runway 08 right, ready for departure, straight out departure.
Exit 1123 QNH 30.62 wind 010 at 7. Departing straight out approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 08 right.
Cleared for takeoff
Cleared for
runway
takeoff.
08 right, exit 1123.
Runway 08 right, easy 909er. Okay. Oh, I thought something. The lights. Let's take off. All the lights are on now. Oh, careful, where you going? We go. All right, so takeoff. I'm gonna set 50%. That's stable. Okay. Okay, land flex, SRS runway, 100 knots, V1, rotate. Nav. Positive climb, gear up. Climb and flex, leave a climb. Fast climb, climb.
1123 leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Gatwick Tower is at 1123 frequency change. Gatwick approach approach EZIC 112 is type
Let's
Airbus
set the
A20
autopilot.
2 miles east of Gatwick, 2,600 feet. Request flight following.
EZIC 1123 Gatwick approach. Squawk 2077.
Squawk
207.
2077 EZIC 1123.
EZIC 1123 radar contact
Okay,
3
coming up
miles
to S
east of
speed.
Gatwick, 3,600 feet. QNH 30.62.
We need to stay at
Roger,
220
EZIC
knots.
1123.
Okay, so flap 0. Speed check, flap 0. There's green dot. And speed, managed speed 220 knots. That's good. The aircraft should turn. Good. So navigation's working. 1,000 feet to go. Actually, 900 feet to go. Checked. Speed Alt Star. So the speed is now accelerating to 250 knots. And since the flaps are up, we'll put the spoilers. Disarm the spoilers. There we go. Flaps are up. And we'll at 6,000 feet, so we will release the cabin crew. Okay. Now, transition altitude 6,000 feet anyway. So when we're going to do the flight level, let's just imagine we get cleared to climb. Well, actually, we need to remain at 6,000 feet until Seaford. And Seaford is down here somewhere. There's Seaford. So we're going to stay at 6,000 feet until we get to Seaford. Although in real life, controllers may have cleared us already. Keep the landing lights on until we get to flight level 100. All right. Take a look outside. Swanborough Farm Airstrip.
EZIC 1123 contact Shoreham approach on 123.155. Good day.
Contact Shoreham 123.155.
EZIC 1123.
Easy
Shoreham
909er.
approach EZIC 1123, 6,000 feet.
Easy YCM 1123 Shoreham approach QNH 30.62. Continue as planned.
So I got KS22, which is 5 miles away. Just over a minute. So it's usually about 5 miles a minute at this airspeed. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, 5 miles a minute. So that's good for descent planning, etc. So in just under a minute's time, we'll set the flight level to standard. Just while I remember. I mean, you can do this later, but I'm going to do it from now. So I'm going to set the auto brake to low for when we land, just in case I forget later. All right. What is the length of the destination runway anyway? Taxi, airport chart. It's nice and long. 10,000, nearly 11,000 meters. Okay. Actually, what I should have said is but before we get to Seaford, I'll set the flight level. So we could do the QNH setting from now. I'm going to set standard. Set standard. And we're going to climb what we're going to climb to flight level 23. So flight level 23 is magenta. We need to be at 6,000 feet by the time we get to Seaford. Normally if you push, it should honor the constraints. Okay. But I'm not sure if this version of fly-by-wire does that, so I'll just wait. When we get to there, let's see if I need to push. So as you can see, we're still in the climb phase. All right, we've passed Seaford, and I'm going to push for managed climb. Look at the power increase. N2 is nearly 100, oh, over 100%. Oh, wow. 84 now. Do we want such a high rate of climb?
112 contact London Center on 118.475.
Might as well.
118.475 is 112 London Center is 112 7,100 feet.
So thrust climb.
NCYCM 112 London Center QNH 30.62 continuous planned.
Right, level 230. Blue. Normally on the ND, we want to at least see the next waypoint for. Let's just go into airport mode now. So we passed our constraints. Are there any airports on here in case of any emergency? So Seaford's on the coast. That's why the only airports you can see over here are the French ones. So Drake and Citet are on our way to France. I'll show you that on the Navigraph. Yeah. So Drake, Citet. So 10,000 feet to go. Where we? Have we passed flight level 100? Yeah, so I can take off the landing lights. And the taxi lights as well.
London Center is 112 Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
And we're
ECYCM 112 London Center.
on
Cleared through
seatbelts.
the Charlie airspace.
Cleared through Charlie airspace ISIC 112 tree.
We don't need the CFID VOR radio anymore. If we wanted to see it, there it is. CFID is the white one, directly behind us. We don't need that. The next VOR is for Orly, which is CAD. Anyhow, any ILS. Now we can start planning. Hold on a sec. We've got 3,000 feet. When it gets to flight level 22, we'll call out 1,000 feet. And we're still in climb, of course. So we're climbing at 2,500 feet a minute. We've got the Mach number down there. Okay, 1,000 feet to go. Checked. Some companies will want you to read out their cruise checklist or after departure checklist. Speed alt star. Checked. We've been we took off at 13 minutes ago. So here we're leveling off at flight level 230 and the speed is accelerating. We've now altered Bolt cruise. So the cruise, there we have cruise phase. And the pitch should now
ECYCM 112
move
contact
forward.
Paris Center on 119.825. Good day.
Contact Paris Center,
Going to
easy
119.825
1999.
ISIC 112 tree. Paris Center ISIC 112 tree flight level 230.
ECYC
Good.
123 Paris Center.
So now I'll hand over controls to the captain and I'll start planning for the descent. How far are we from our destination? I look at the flight plan. We're 200 miles away. 200 miles divided by 5 miles a minute. What's that? 40 minutes? So got 40 minutes left, approximately. Although it's estimating the landing time of 232. Time now is 2:05, so that's less than 40 minutes. Yeah, obviously the cruise is faster than 300 knots. So what we can say, where do we need to be? If I look at the charts, I look at the arrival. So for Bobsat 9 Echo, we're coming from Bobsa. We need to be at flight level 130 and 280 knots at Benar. Okay. So from 230 to 130 is 10,000 feet. 10 times 3 is 30. Plus 10, 40. Okay, so we need to commence our descent 40 miles from Benar. Let's look where Benar is on here. Yeah. And it's got the constraint in there already. So 40 miles from Benar is where? We've got 2033. Okay, well, we can commence our descent. Well, let's say 10,000 feet. How long is it going to take to descend 10,000 feet? 10,000 feet. If we were to do it in 33 miles instead of 40, so 33 miles divided by 5, let's just say 6 minutes. 6 minutes, so 10,000 feet in 6 minutes. 10 divided by 6, just what's that, 1.8. Get a calculator. 10 divided by 6, 1.7. So 1,700 feet a minute descent rate. Let's do it. So we'll do that when we get to Lima Golf Lima, or even prior to that. We can say actually that's 33, so plus 7. So 7 miles before LGL. Now, does it let me enter a fix? LGL. No, I don't see the option for grayed out. So maybe if I could do it on the program page. LGL. Okay, good. So when it gets to 40 miles from LGL, we'll commence our descent. There's LGL. And we want how many feet a minute? 500 feet a minute? $40 divided by 5. So it should take about 8 minutes. Actually, we're going much faster, so I'd say 5 or 6 minutes. What was the place called? Benar. Anyhow, we've got coming up to 40 miles. No, we don't want 40 miles from LGL. We want 10 miles from LGL, right? Or was it 8 miles? 33. Bear with me. Let me get this right. So we need to descend 10,000 feet. 10, 20, 30. Plus 10 is 40. So 40 miles. 40 miles from Benar. We've got 15, 20, that's 33. So we want 7 miles from LGL. So when this distance says 30 miles, we'll descend. Okay, and we'll do, what's that, 500 feet a minute? 10,000 divided by, no, 1,500 feet a minute, 10,000 feet divided by 6. Actually 40 by 40 miles divided by 3 miles a minute. Take 13 minutes. So 13 minutes. I'm lost now. Anyhow. We're going at what speed? 422 ground speed. So 422 divided by 60. We're going at 7 miles a minute. So we want to go 40 miles divided by 7 miles a minute. So just under 6 minutes. So 5.7 minutes. We need to descend 10,000 feet divided by 5.71. So we need a descent rate of 1,750 or 1,800. So when that is 7, actually when it's 10, we'll set it by the time we put all the knobs. Okay. So vertical speed or rate of descent will be 1,750 feet a minute. 1750, and we're going to go down to flight level 130. Okay. Now we'll do the top hat over here, flight plan. That's all good. Radnav. Don't need Seaford anymore. Got CAD over there. Program. Let's just imagine the weather is all fine at Orly. We'll talk about the missed approach. Fuel. Okay. So the missed approach. Let me go back to here. Missed approach. Okay, hold on a sec. The ILS approach. We need to be at 3,000 feet. And that's where we can commence our descent at POY or OLE, okay, which is a distance of, here's OLE, POY. So if we do POY, OLE is 1, okay, so OLE is 8.6 miles, 3,000 feet a minute, oh, sorry, 3,000 feet. Pappies are on the left of the runway. Okay, well, I'm going to start the descent now. Just imagine we've briefed this. We go around or missed approach procedure, straight ahead at 2,000 feet, then as directed. Okay. Minimums 477. It's coming up to 10 miles. Okay, we're now going to set this to 10. So 130. Okay, I'm going to pull that. Okay, thrust idle, open descent. And we want 1,000. 1,800 feet a minute. So vertical speed 1,800 feet a minute. We're currently 4 miles from LGL. By the time we get to Benar, we should be at flight level 130. Okay, so we've got Bobsa, then Benar, and we need to be at 280 knots. We have managed speed, that's good. Now, in terms of the approach, so when we get to Benar, flight level 130, and at SOTIP, we need to be at flight level 120. 120. So when we get to Benar, we're going to set it to 120, and then Odilo is flight level 100. Actually, we can go straight to 100 because the constraint is we need to be below flight level 120. So we'll go. So Benar will set 100. No, actually, there's a constraint there. CAD should be 130. Oh no, that's Lumen. Okay, so 130 and going to 100. So Benar, at Benar, I'll set. Oops. Benar, I will set 120 and then 100. Anyway, we'll see. How are we doing over here? So 8 miles to go, 1 minute remaining to get to Bobsa. That's the approach is how many miles? Just about 10 miles. So maybe 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1. So flaps 2 will be at 12 miles, 12, 13 miles away. We should be at flaps 2. Okay, so how far is this from now? No, we passed LGL, we don't need that anymore, so we'll do LFPO. It's our destination, 07. It goes here. So we're 70 miles. When we get to 13 miles, we should be at 2. So we can do flaps 1 at 25 miles. Okay, up to 15,000, flight level 150. 2 minutes to get to there. 2 minutes is 3,000 feet. So within, we are within our, I can actually minimize that descent rate. We managed descent actually. So almost 1,000 to go. What's wrong with this? It's hard to control that for some reason. Yeah, I screwed that up. Anyway, got 1 minute to go to Benar. 1,300 feet a minute. That should be fine. Open descent. 1,000 feet to go. Checked. All right. There's. Put the constraints on. There we go. What have we got here? Benar. Odilo. So coming to Benar now. We're going to go to Sotip and then Odilo. Okay. We are 70 miles. We're in this descent phase. When should we activate the approach? Yeah. We can activate the approach phase now. Well, we're still in arrival, but SOTIP. Observe and R SOTIP and Odilo. I'll tell you what, when we get to SOTIP, oh yeah, we want to say what the flight level 120. Descent, checked. And then we'll go to flight level 100, where's the initial approach fits.
EGKK 1123 on leaving line airspace. Resume mode navigation. Contact Paris Center on 125.7. Good day.
We're at 280 knots. By SOTIP, we
Going
need
to
to
125.7
reduce to
is
250.
1123.
Okay, we're at
Paris Center is 1123, 12,500 feet.
400 feet to go. Check.
1123 Paris Center QNH 30.6 to continue as planned.
There's the VOR radial and land ILS. Okay. Halt. Checked. We are now 72 miles. Okay. At SOTIP, we'll set. Actually, we can go straight to flight level 100. Flight level Foxtrot 9 Echo, flight level 100. We need to be exactly flight level 100. We're 9.4, so 9 miles from CAD, and Odilo is a further 13 miles. Flight level 100 from now. Thrust idle, descent. That's a bit too much, but fair enough.
Visit 1123 contact Rising approach on 122.7. Good day.
Rising approach
122.7 for Isaac
122.7 EZ99.
Rising approach Isaac 1123 11,300 feet. EZYCN 1123 Rising approach QNH 30.59 are continuous planned. EZYCN 1123 contact Paris Center on 125.7. Good day. Going to 125.7 Isaac 1123. Paris Center Isaac 1123 11,100 feet. Isaac 1123 Paris Center QNH 30.59 are continue as planned.
So 50 miles out from
Isaac 1123 contact
Orly.
Good day. 122.7 for ISIC 1123. Pricey approach ISIC 1123 10,600 feet.
ECYCM 1123 Pricey approach QNH 30.59 are continuous planned.
Okay. Set the landing lights on. So Alt, checked, and let's cabin crew. 10 minutes. Cabin crew, 10 minutes to landing, I guess. Anyhow, we'll start our descent. We're coming up to flight level. We are already at flight level 100. Put the lights down. Put the approach phase. We'll activate the approach phase, which is 250 knots. It's already set. The approach phase, approach speed will be 121 knots. That was a bit too early for it, wasn't it? Okay, no problem. Speed, alt, nav. 40 miles out. So 20 miles will have flapped one. So next altitude is going to be 3,000 feet. And the destination where we need to be at 3,000 feet is there, 30 miles away. So 27, so 30 miles, 7,000 feet, 10 minutes, 9 minutes, so 7,000 divided by 9, then we'll do 800 feet a minute descent, 3,000, and we'll do 900. Okay, vertical speed minus 900 checked. Okay.
ECYCM 1123 contact Paris Center on 125.7.
Contact Paris Center 125.7. Easy 909.
125.7 ISIC 1123. Paris Center ISIC 1123 9,700 feet.
ISIC 1123 Paris Center QNH 30.62 continue as planned.
So let's check the 4 A's. Is the ILS identified? OLE.
Turkish 223 contact Paris Center on 119.825.
OLE. Okay, that's good. On the map.
119.825 Turkish 223.
So we're at green dot. . The speeds are 186 green dot. Flaps 1 or S speed is 170. F speed 131 and approach 121. So CF07 from here, that is 9, 10, 11. So we passed Odilo. Yes, we have. Okay, we'll do flaps 1 now. So speed check. Flaps 1. Flaps 1 is set.
Exit 112 contact Orly approach on 120.855.
Oh, it's too early, right? Need S speed. Okay.
Going to 120.855 exit 112
Yeah, that was too early for flaps 1
7,500 feet.
in terms of the speed.
Exit 112 Orly approach QNH 30.6 to continue as planned.
20 miles from CF07. Yeah, I put the slats out too early. S speed is the correct point for the flaps. So I did say speed check, but it's been a while. I forgot how to do that. So good practice. Okay. 6 minutes to go. It's 1,000 feet a minute would be 6 minutes. Okay, we're kind of at 6,000 feet. We'll set QNH. There we go. There's S speed. So QNH set, cross-checked, passing altitude 6,600 feet. So on the standby. Yeah, we'll continue with this descent. 5 minutes. Seatbelts are on. Minimums set. Okay, approach checklist. So descent. Approach checklist. MDA engine mode selector. Okay, so MDA 477 set and engine mode selector is normal. Okay. F07 should be 3,000 feet as well. So if I go here, Let's slow this descent right. What should be the descent rate on the chart? 3 degrees is 600 feet, 637 feet a minute. Okay, the ILS is now identified. We can actually, we need to be at 3,000 feet a minute. 3,000. Need to be above 3,000 feet at that point, and then 3,000 feet. Okay. Is our drop point, which is at 9 miles from OLE. Okay, OLE is set, identified. Oh. Okay, our distance is from the destination 17 miles. We said 13 miles, which should be flaps 2. Okay, we can actually arm the approach. Arm the approach. How do I do that? Oh, there it is. Cat 3 single. 500 feet to go. So 15 miles. Okay, at 13 we'll do flaps 2.
2,500.
There we go. Right out alive. Checked. So flaps 2.
$2,500.
Okay, that was slightly early for flaps 2. Only one more mile to go. 100 feet. Alt star. Checked. Okay, there's 13 miles. And flaps 2 is set. We're going to go to landing gear. So gear down. Spoilers armed. Gear deployed. Okay, turning on to, it's gonna intercept the localizer. Yes, it is. Lock star, checked. Here's the runway visual, can't see it. Cabin crew, we've got dock doors ready for landing. So cabin secured for landing. So landing checklist, cabin secured for landing, auto thrust speed. Go around altitude. Oh yeah, what is the go around altitude? 2,000 feet, isn't it? And then we've got landing, no blue, checked. There we go, 2,000 feet set for the go around. Oh gosh, I forgot flaps. How could I forget that? All right, good. We're coming up to 8 miles out. Ground speed, glide slope star checked. Okay, we've intercepted the glide slope and we're now tracking. Are we visual with the runway? Glide slope checked. See some lights over there, but probably the left runway. It's not visual with the runway yet. What's the visibility like outside? Okay, so we're in IMC. Flaps full, good. Cabin for landing. What's that? And landing, no glue, come on.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Okay, the runway elevation is 291 feet, or the airport elevation 291 feet. The runway is 277, so 277. Our minimum is 477, so 200 feet above. .600 feet a minute descent rate. We've done our landing checklist a little bit early, but still we've done it. Okay. And we're at the approach. All right, this is fun.
1,000.
So we are now .1,000 feet above. Stable checked. At 500 feet radar, we'll say stable. Still not visual. AP1 and 2, Cat 3 dual checked. Landing inhibited. Don't know what the message was there that way. Okay, that's 500 feet. Stable checked. The wind
400.
is checked. Land green checked. All right,
300.
seeing the lights. Checked. 477 feet was the minimums. So 200 feet above.
100 above.
Checked. Okay.
Minimum
Continue.
100.
Check.
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Okay, spoilers, decel green, and reverse green. How many knots? 70 knots? Okay. Get this right, come on. There we go. Now we're going to exit the runway somewhere. go to the end. Yeah, I took off the autopilot a little bit late there, but that's because we weren't visual until quite late. So using the mouse to do that is a little bit difficult because in real life you just have your hand there. It's much easier. All right. I don't know where we're going right now. No exit. Let's just come off here. No, that's not going to be a good idea. We'll come to a stop on the runway and we'll backtrack actually. Oh, is that an taxiway? Yeah, okay, got a taxiway. If we go straight to, are there any stands? Yeah. Okay. Easy 999er taxi to, I don't know, Charlie 08. Thank you, Charlie 08. Easy 999er. So we need to cross runway 02. Cross runway 02. Easy 999er. Tell you what, when fly-by-wire first introduced the tiller, I didn't really have it configured. I didn't know. It screwed up everything for me. I was, quite unhappy, but actually it's pretty cool now that I'm using it. Where am I going? wrong way. With the left. Okay. There we go. Just stay on this green line. Actually, see if there's a parking space for us. Anyway, let's do the flaps up. Spoilers are disarmed. TA. Get the radar off. Come on. Slow down. Ready. Looks like we're at the general aviation terminal. If there is one. Looking for a gate. Just any gate. I'll continue. All right. Parking brake on. Checklists. So after landing checklist. Okay, disarm ground spoilers, landing lights, retract, strobe lights, auto, text lights on. Yeah, engine mode selector, flaps up, transponder, APU, yeah, start the APU. Captain, so we got cabin crew, disarm doors for arrival, seatbelts off, beacon off. That's it. Big APU bleed on, and turn off the engines. Set 2000 on this. Stand by. And make sure that's on idle. What else do we want? Yeah, turn off the engines. And APU is supplying the power. Okay, anything else? Disarm doors, engines off, seatbelts off, exit lights as required, parking brake and chocks, Transponder set to 2000. Standby. Radar off. Okay, that's it. Securing the aircraft. Fuel pumps, ADIRS, oxygen, APU bleed. Oxygen, APU bleed. Parking brake. No smoking, APU and battery. Okay. That's it. Thank you, everybody. I'll end the stream there if there's no questions. All right. And broadcast.